Hello, my name's Gwen. I just thought I'd say a few words about Open Heart and how I came to join the Open Heart Sangha. I've been in the Open Heart Sangha for about a year. Previous to that, I was in the Dharma Mind Sangha with Aloka David Smith as our teacher, and I was in that Sangha for about 10 years. We practiced a very strict and almost monastical kind of Zen meditation, and our practice was quite austere, and I think that suited me at the time, and I think it was an extremely good grounding, and I'm very, very grateful that I had that. Towards the end of the 10 years, though, my practice seemed to be getting somewhat stale. I was getting sleepy when I was meditating, I was getting bored. I couldn't really seem to change that, and especially when Aloka died, that it seemed to become even more difficult to actually change anything, to make anything better. So I felt very, very stuck. And then some people in the Dharma Mind group said that they'd found another teacher, which was Kim Katami from Finland, who is the teacher of Open Heart. And so I decided to give it a go. And at first it was quite a shock because it was so different from the practice that I had been doing. It was a lot more relaxed, it was a lot freer, and it contained a lot of sort of devotional practices, which I'd always been very much against. I'd never thought that I would want to do that kind of guru yoga type practice. But to my surprise, I loved it, and I've got a lot of benefit from it. And I do like the more relaxed way that things are done, that we are given time in between practices to absorb the effect of that practice and and do things in a more relaxed way. I'm finding that that's really suiting me. And so I have actually come right over to the idea of following this practice. And I have become awakened due to following the two-part formula, which some people seem to think is extremely mechanistic or, doesn't go with the traditional way of practice. But I think many people following the traditional practices have found that it doesn't lead to awakening. And awakening in itself, of course, might seem something that you shouldn't strive for in a sort of competitive or grasping sort of way. But in fact, aren't we all wanting to attain to be in Buddha nature for longer and to obtain the compassion that would bring? What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, I want to say something about Kim as a teacher. I think he's an absolutely excellent teacher. He's very responsive to his audience. So if he feels that any of us are not quite getting it, not quite there, he will think of another way of teaching it. And he not only tells you what to do, he tells you how to do it. And that I've never had that before. I've never been told how to do it. So obviously this is leading to greater results. yeah, he draws on a number of different traditions, I think, to use in his teachings. He's got a larger repertoire, it seems to me, so that, as I say, if we're not getting it, there's something else that he can use. And I think he does update practices so that they're accessible to a modern audience in this culture. But he has definitely said that he does not do that if there was any chance that that would dilute the practice. Also, looking at people that I know that were in the old Dharma Mind Sangha, I've noticed such a difference in them. Absolutely amazing transformation with some people. They become lighter, you can see them laughing, they're more humorous, and they've also developed spiritually in I suppose faster than they were doing before. So I think that's been of very much benefit to all of us. And if you're curious, you could always have a look at the Open Heart website. That's all.